my good friend Tom Filsinger and all the champions of the galaxy on this exciting occasion.
You're a professor at NAU and you teach students about the creative process and creative people. What is the creative process?
Creative process is a process of discovery and a process of finding something new. Usually creativity is defined as some form of innovation and originality.
What do you do specifically in your class to challenge your students to dive into their creative selves?
One of the things I do is I like people to learn through stories. In other words, what I find for especially a class like Psychology of Personality, which I teach often, that students learn more about those things if they can apply what they're learning to their own lives and the lives of people around them. Still, I'll work with people as long as they know the built-in limitations. So what I use is a technique where I have students pick somebody at the beginning of the semester that they will be analyzing throughout the course. Could be anybody, it could be anybody from Socrates to Martin Luther King to Jay-Z. But they have to read a biography and apply our principles of personality throughout the course to that person's life.
Now, you've worked with Stan Lee before. How did he influence you?
I couldn't get enough of Marvel Comics.
Well, I, as a writer, am pretty magnificent.
Stan was like the guy that was speaking directly to the reader. Stan was like your best friend. Like Stan was your father. And he taught valuable life lessons in those books. His books had so much creativity, yes, but it also had sense of humor. It also had very positive social messages, especially for its time. So he was an extremely progressive, humanistic, positive person.
Spider-Man was the most successful.
At the time I was working with him, Stan, like most creators, and this includes me, he kind of likes to control as much of the creative process as he can. So we would kind of have to navigate each other's points of view. And when he was open to me contributing, he would tell me that. And if he wasn't, he would tell me that too. That's the creative process.
Looking back at your journey, working along with him, how has Stan Lee inspired you?
Well, he inspired me to love creativity. Those comic books were so imaginative, and so they stimulated my own imagination, stimulated me to create, as an adult, my own characters.
What do you share with your students that Stan Lee shared with you?
What I share with my students is a love of life, positive attitude, humor, the love of creativity, a lot of very fundamental values. A lot of people got from Stan Lee, including me.
Would you say when students are in your class, you're a superhero to them?
I think all teachers are. People want to look up to professors. I take that very seriously because we stand for something so important in this society, maybe more important than ever, and that is reasonable judgment, intelligence, critical thinking, respect for others.
What do you hope your students walk away with while in your class?
I need them to learn the facts about group behavior, which I teach, personality, social psych, whatever it is. I want them to walk out of that class, I'm hoping, as a better, more well-rounded person, a person who is better able to understand people around them and to improve themselves. What is the best person you can be? And what is the best person you can be for the world?
And until Wolf meets Wolverine in a cosmic cage match, Excelsior.